Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back, Championship Leadership Podcast, and I'm excited. We got Zach Babcock back in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, I'm excited to be back, bro. It's
Hell
always
yeah, bro.
always a pleasure jamming with you.
Absolutely, man. So a lot has happened and changed since first had you on. We were just talking. I don't remember exactly, but it's been over a year and probably closer to a year and a half since you first came on, which was really shortly after I first came in and worked with you on my podcast, right? I came into one of your coaching programs to help me get my podcast going, to be consistent, to get it ranked, to get some celebrities booked on the podcast, and it's fun to see where I've come and gone or grown in my journey since then, and you've done nothing but the same. Of course, we're both different people than we were the first time we came through, so I said we had to run this thing back.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And then I got to go jam out with you twice now on the CL24,
Yes.
which was life altering, life changing. And I'm not just saying that to be saying that, you know me, dude. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a lot's happened, man. A lot of growth.
No doubt, man. And yeah, it'd be fun to talk a little bit about that too. But why don't you bring us up? Like, let me pause on that first, and let's come back to championship leadership, because I always ask this question. I almost skipped it because I've had you on, you've answered it before, but I'm thinking, because like you said, you're on this continual path of growth. You document it very well. You tell the story through social media, so I always know what you're up to for the most part. So I've been seeing that happen. Like you said, you come through our championship leadership 24-hour experience, and I'm sure you've grown, taken some things from that. Like, one thing that I've noticed is the conversations that you have, the study that you do, the experiences that you go to. Some people just go to those and it's a cool experience, but you're always one that's like, you're gonna find something from that experience if you're gonna go through it, and you're absolutely gonna take it, implement it to make you and those around you better. So what is championship leadership to you today? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, man. It encompasses, man, really my core values, my beliefs, man, which is doing the right thing. Excellence is a standard. Good is not enough. It's pure excellence. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it all the way. Leadership through action, which that entails taking initiative, responsibility, and accountability. And then also a big one that is big for me, and I know you'll appreciate it. Uh, Fanatical attention to detail,
Yeah. Amen,
executing
bro.
part of discipline. Dude, I learned a new thing about a new level of attention to detail coming out there with you guys. Like, oh wow, this is next level, and I appreciated it so much though. And dude, honestly though, that experience though, I was like, oh wow, it helped me level up as far as executing with hard discipline and paying that attention to those details.
Yeah.
But now, dude, like it's been becoming a driving force within our own organization, our companies, even my family. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I coach my kids' flag football team, and I'm always on
Oh
them
yeah.
about detail and stuff. Because they're 7 years old and their attention span is everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
That's huge. Young kids, even like this, the earlier you can learn that, it's a game changer.
amen. It is, dude. And that's what it means to me though, man. Is this not saying shit, but living it, like being the
Mhm.
example, leading, with those core values, but holding yourself to that standard, not telling people, hey, this is a standard, you got to do it. No, you lead and you live that standard, and you bring people along with you to that standard.
Yeah. 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 100%, man. Absolutely. What's catch us up, like, for those that maybe don't know who Zach Babcock is yet, or for those that been living under a rock and haven't been paying attention, like, what are you up to? Where are you at now? Because I mean, you just made a post, maybe it was yesterday or the day before. You can remind me, but you're just talking about like where you've come, and it was like 2019 you started on this journey with the podcasting business, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's not that long ago, dude. Just to see the growth that you and the progress and the success that you've had in that time is pretty incredible. But it's not surprising if you know, if I like if I like I know you and who you are. Um, but it's incredible because a lot of people, for whatever reason, um, haven't had that type of success. But it's just a decision that you made, man. You just decided that that's what it was going to be, and it's happening. Like you're putting the action behind it, of course. But talk to us a little bit about how fast things have come, maybe the journey, and what you're up to, and what it is that you actually do.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that question too. It's cool right now. I'm going through a lot of changes, good changes, but a lot of growth in um it's not I'm not for 1 second like resting on my laurels ever. But I had a limiting belief for a long time. And I think you do, to an extent, in the beginning, do have to hustle that 24/7 maybe, or really, 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 really grind real hard in the business to get it rolling right. But I had this limiting belief that I had to sacrifice other areas of my life, like my spirituality or my relationships and my health and stuff. Like those three really took a hit during this phase. And I was, growing, like, crushing it as far as the business goes. But dude, my health went to shit, and a lot of my relationships. Like I wasn't barely spending time with my family, and that was like one of the main reasons why I started the business in the first place, was a
Right.
time and financial freedom, right? And so back in January, and we're jamming out. It's April of 2021 at the time of the recording. Back in January, I made a decision. I was like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna work 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that's it, 20 hours a week. And I implemented it and did it right away. And I was only able to do that because of our team. Our team
Mm-hmm.
is rock star. We got great people on our team that are all bought in. It's a perfect core value fit, and everybody's in alignment with the mission of where we're going. So it wouldn't be possible without that in
Yeah.
place, I don't believe. But
Yeah.
I was able to do that right away. And then what's crazy is just a couple weeks after that, I scaled it back even to Monday through Thursday. So I went from working 16 to 18-hour days to 16-hour weeks. And it's not that I'm not hustling, I'm just not hustling in the business 24/7.
Yeah.
Now I'm hustling on my health is a big, big one. My relationships. I became the coach of my kids' football team. That was on my vision board for 6 years. Um, and it's cool, man. And I mean this, man. You exposing me to like the outdoors and stuff was huge, because now I go out there by myself. And what I was doing is I'd go out there by myself, out in the woods and nature and stuff. And like, I got my little Whoop band so I could track my strain and all that
Yep.
stuff. But I would go out there and get a nice hike, 3 to 5 hour hikes. But I would pause, in nice little spots, and do like a little meditation exercise and like the Wim Hof breathing exercise. And then I journal my thoughts. And, a lot of times I would say, can I have it all? And then I'd ask, what does all mean to me? Because so many people don't know what success even
Yeah.
means. They're living other people's success. And so like I clearly identified it in all these different areas. And I was like, man, I got everything I need right now to be and become anything I want. And so it's been awesome, man. And I've just been working on some new things that I'm excited about launching later on this year. But yeah, man, sorry for the long-winded answer, but things are going good. I'm just hustling all the way around the board now.
No, I love it, man. What has that been challenging for you, or was it like easy? I just think of there might be some almost some self-doubt of like, man, can I really go do this? Is it like, can I really only work for 4 hours, or can I really scale it back to like 4 days a week? A lot of questions might come into my head. Obviously you've been able to do it, but I'm curious as what that process was like to
Yeah,
create that.
before I did it, there was a lot of like, man, this is this is going to be a big jump. This is
Yeah.
going to be it's going to take some time to get to it or whatever. But I realized that we were able to do it right away, and then I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh, dude, I'm never going back to that to that again. Like, I got the foundations built now, and we're just going to keep growing it and building on it. But I realized like I'm so much more effective now. So the team is a huge component for that
Yeah,
working.
totally.
But another component is, now that I only spend 16 hours a week, dude, I'm only doing super high leverage. Like, here's a simple way to put it. The most important thing is to keep the most important thing the most important thing.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I realized, dude, I was doing so much stuff before that I didn't need to do. It was
Yeah.
busy work.
Yeah.
It could have not had to do it, and I could have been spending more time with my family or whatnot. I'm not regretting anything because it helped me learn this lesson,
Right.
but now I'm just focused on super high leverage activities within the business. Whenever I do only stuff that only I can do,
Yeah.
if it can be done automated or delegated, then
Yeah.
it's going that route. But if
Yeah.
it's only I can do it, hold my beer, I'm going in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's awesome, man. What's what's the vision for you? Like, because I know it's constantly changing, just like all championship leaders, like again, to really the ones that really make a difference, that really pave the way, which you see you definitely absolutely 100% doing that in the space that you're in. What's the vision currently? Where's it at? Like, where are you headed? What's the impact you're looking to make? I'm very curious to hear this because I know it's big.
Thanks, man. So I got an immediate short-term vision,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got the legacy long-term
Yeah.
vision. So the immediate short-term vision is, hey, get this book published, shoot for a New York Times best-selling book, not just at Amazon. Like I want to get like a huge, like make it a big ordeal, and I'm gonna hire probably Scribe Media and pay
Yeah.
their big package to help out with that. But but that is gonna put me in position to be able to go do speaking engagements for 100K for 45 minutes, and then what that's going to do is I'm going to be able to fly my family out to these speaking engagements. They're going to see me murder the stage like I always do. And then we're going to be able to go hike in the nature, you know, in Las Vegas
Yeah.
or LA or wherever the hell we're at in the world. That's huge for me now because my kids are so young, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they're 12, 7, and 2.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to do that for like hardcore a lot over the next 10 to 15 years. And then the legacy long-term vision is we're also launching other brands and other companies. So we have podcast Powertrain, and we're scaling that, but we're getting ready to launch a new brand
Yep.
here later this year. And I want to have all these different vertically integrated companies that are, you know, vertically integrated. They're feeding off each other, and they're all serving the same purpose, that can run and operate without me needing to run and operate it. And so they're basically printing money that's going to fund this legacy goal of a 9% or lower recidivism rate nationwide in the US. And what's crazy about that, man, is I got connected. I got a call from later on today, but I'm launching a new podcast that's specifically for prisoners, people in prison, because they denied Underdog empowerment because they said I say fuck too much. But but yeah.
True
Uh,
story.
what? Never, dude, not me.
No, I don't know about too much, but
No,
definitely.
no, it's all day. I say fuck probably every whatever. I don't care. But it's a good content. So it's got a good
Yeah.
purpose behind it. But but yeah, man, that's gonna it's crazy because this dude's got a connection with JPay and Securus, which are the people that, you know, you could send money through to people, your loved ones in the inside, or, you know, put money on the phone and stuff like that. Well, now they got tablets and stuff, and they have subscriptions and stuff. And so we're literally going to turn this podcast into a 6-figure income, and that's cool. I'm never going to say no to money, but
Right.
the main thing is I'm going to be able to start reaching people with this content that are inside, and the people that are serious about turning their life around. Uh, I'll be able to connect with them because I'm like, man, this dude gets it. He was here before
Yeah.
and shit like that. So
Yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah, man, that's the vision. Super excited about it.
That's huge. How do you go about doing that? I know the podcast is a step in that direction.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with the podcast, but then we're gonna have programs, and this isn't like built yet, but this
Yeah. Yeah.
is, I want to have it to where I got so many people that are already doing stuff like this that I'll be able to match up, you know,
Yeah.
just to do, like, there's a lot of people that have like reform programs and stuff that I'm connected with. But our own specifically is I want to have something in place where when someone comes out, we have a program for them where we build up basic life skills that aren't even taught in school. I'm talking about like how to set goals, find your purpose, and shit like that, you know?
You get a
Um,
good resource right here, bro. So let me know if you ever. I'd love to be a part of that mission. So yeah, hit me up on that. But that's incredible, dude. Yeah.
you the man, I appreciate the hell out of you, bro.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then we're going to figure out their strengths and weaknesses, and then we'll match them up and help them get hired. And we're connected with tons of entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
And you get a tax cut for hiring convicted felons. A lot of people don't understand about that. And so we'll get people matched up with their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be like an outsourcing agency at that,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And then I want to have an entrepreneurship program for people that are cut out to be entrepreneurs that want to go start their own business, because that's going to be their best bet regardless. But we also have stuff for the people who are non-entrepreneurs, and 9% recidivism rate or lower nationwide in the U.S. It's a big ass goal, dude. If you look at the recidivism rates across all the different states, but that's what it is, and that's what we're going.
What is the rate right now currently?
So like Missouri's like 47, and
47.
they change each year, but like they're in the 40s and some are in the 60s and shit. And if you look at that and compare it all across the United States, and then look at any other country, we dwarf them, like dwarf them. It's crazy how high they are compared to any other country. And you know me, dude, I'm not making any excuse or playing a victim stance, right? Like I don't roll with that shit. But the current how it's set up, it doesn't set you up for success, and it does make it a lot harder than what it needs to be. There could be a better system in place that helps people coming out be able to get off to a good head start.
And so for dummies like me, recidivism, just so that means like if it's 60% that get out, go back in. Is that right? Is that what that means? Like they end up back in prison?
Yeah, dude. So within 3 years. So within 3 years, do they stay out or go back in?
So crazy.
And so if you think about it, dude, those numbers are skewed. It's even worse than what it really is, because they don't account for the people that go out and go back to that old lifestyle and end up dying from a drug overdose or getting shot or something.
Yeah.
Or they don't account for somebody that gets locked up 4 years down the road.
Yeah,
It's only for within 3 years.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, that's huge, man. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's like that championship leadership vision that I always, I mean, Bill Belichick, like Nick Saban, a football style vision of just something that's so far out there that they could clearly see, that they know is going to happen, but everybody else is like, man, you're crazy. Like, yeah, right, never going to happen. So I love it, man. I love it. That's huge.
Right on, brother.
I want to respect your time, because I know you're the 4 hour. You're not even like the 4 hour work week, right, guy? Now, so what's a point in your life, like I know you've shared a few with us, but maybe even in the last year, let's say, like what's a major critical moment, turning point? Because we have them all the time. But one that's really sticks out to you, maybe a challenging moment where obviously you've persevered and it has you where you are today, because of the decision you made. But had you made a different decision, you could see that you would be, someplace very different. Just over a lot has happened. 2020 was difficult for a lot of people. Is there a moment that's sticking out to you in the last 12 months?
Yeah, dude. It's back in January. So 2020 was incredible for us as far as business goes. I mean, we killed it, and there was a lot of growth. We got our first brick and mortar spot with the studio, and it brought on key team members and three key team members. Two of them are still with us that were rock solid. The other one, sometimes you don't always bring on the best people.
Sure.
And that starts, up top with it really, that was, it's, at the end of the day, it's my fault. Yeah, anything that goes wrong within the company organization, it's my fault.
Yep.
But all this great shit that was happening, right? But it was in January when we went out to our very first mastermind that we held, and we got 10 clients that came out, and we got this fucking badass beach house in Pensacola, Florida for 5 days, and just like all this, and I was like, damn, and it was like, I always, that this was a pipe dream to me just, a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
And I was already like, not like enjoying it. Like, I was like, what's next? I was like, hold up, man, you're not even taking the time to like be great. Like, why is that? And then that started this whole thought process of like, man, it's never going to be enough. You're just going to keep on going and going, but you're never going to have any fulfillment, because you're always thinking, what's next? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to grow and be excellent and squeeze every ounce of potential that life has in it. But you also got to balance that with like being grateful for right fucking now, like everything
Mm-hmm.
you have right now there. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but man, I wasn't doing that. And then that's what I was like, man, you got all this going on, but you're not even spending hardly any time for your kids. You're working all the time. You don't need to work all the time. You know, you can be like, you're not going to, your kids aren't going to be around. They ain't going to be this young for forever. All this shit, man. And so I was like, that's what kicked off that
Yeah.
decision,
Yeah.
and it compounded. So that
So
was
that kind of
definitely,
happened for you in Florida. Yeah,
yeah.
because I remember seeing. I was wishing I was there, and yeah, it looked like an epic trip. But a lot of that happens to a lot of people, right? Like they don't learn that lesson that you learned now when your kids are still young. Like it usually happens in a massive form of regret, like late in life, right? When they're like, and they can't get it back. The time's gone.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I don't. That pain thinking of that like was what I was like, nah, dude, you gotta stop and stuff. And so I'm grateful that I got lucky and realized it, because really it could have gone either way, and I could have just ignored it. It was really just with the circumstances that happened in my life, and I was able. Yeah, obviously I had to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? But I was luckily that I was feeling that pain and thinking about that, and then
Yeah,
decided to act on it.
absolutely, man. Good for you. What what's what's next?
Yeah, man. Next up is the six pack.
I love it. You've been talking like you've been talking about the six pack for a while now, but
Two
I could
years.
see like it's different now. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude. I've made a shit ton of progress already. I haven't put
Yeah.
up any posts, but I made a
I
post.
saw you in the gym just the other day. I was like, I saw the progress for sure. I was like, oh yeah, he's getting it.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, dude. It's focus number one is that, because it's like I started in December of 2018. I was like, I'm gonna grow this beard out until I get a six pack.
Yeah.
And here we are in 2020. This motherfucker hanging down to my belly button, dude. And it's funny because I'm still not gonna cut it when I get the six pack.
That's awesome.
But I got to get the six pack because I do what I say I'm gonna do, and it's been too long, and I just haven't clamped down on it like I am now. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's that. And once I do that, then I'm gonna launch the next
Yeah.
brand. But
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna do it after I get that six pack.
Can't wait to see that. When's what's do you got a name for the book yet?
Yeah, it's gonna be Alpha Underdog.
Okay.
It's the next evolution. So all right, I'll let the, because this is gonna get posted maybe in like a couple weeks or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what it is, man. Alpha Underdog is the next thing. It's the evolution of underdog empowerment, and it's that next step, and it's like encompassing like, hey, you can have it all in life. Like, dude, literally, dude, I like right now, and I'll shut up after this. But
You're good.
you just like yourself, man, and I think that's why we gravitate towards each other a lot. Is that I don't like to half-ass things. If I'm gonna do something, I like to master them and like
Yeah.
really dive deep and have a real good understanding, be able to develop that skill to a point where you're like really, way above average, like
Yeah.
excellent, to the point where you want to get it to be the best in the world, but that takes a lot of time. But yeah, so it's a complete commitment to the excellence, right? And so my glaring weakness stepping into this year was finances. Like, dude, I could go out and make the money, but like, dude, I wasn't being disciplined and I wasn't paying attention to the detail.
Mm-hmm.
And like we'd be like, okay, we made enough money, but damn, where the hell did it go? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I just I'm almost finished with Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I didn't never even think about money that way. I thought
Yeah.
like you had to go get a car loan to get, or thought
Right.
that was like normal, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. And
Yeah.
so like we're doing the whole debt snowball thing right now, but and I'm investing and stuff. I had to peel back on the investing because I read this book and he's like, hey, you could invest after you pay off your debt and
Yeah.
and build your
Yeah.
reserves up and stuff.
Yeah.
But shit like that. So anyways, this alpha underdog thing
Yeah.
is not going to be just about business. It's about mastering your mind, body, soul, relationships, and finance all together.
I love it, man. Yeah. So you That's like breaking news on the Championship Leadership Podcast. I love it, bro.
You heard it
I'm
here
stoked. You
first.
heard it here first, folks. That's right. That's cool, man. I can't wait to see the book. Can't wait to see you launch that program, get the six pack abs, and of course, um, yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't say I can't wait to see you get that buckle, bro.
Oh
You've
yeah.
seen the new buckles, right? Like,
Yeah, they are pretty badass if I had to say
I
so
mean,
myself.
these were cool and all, but we leveled up the game just like you level shit up in your life every
Ye-
other week, it seems. So yeah, we leveled it up for sure, and so I can't wait to see you back there too as well.
Is it going to be in Vegas? Are you guys same spot?
Well, this next one's in East Texas, but yeah, there'll be another one in Vegas in November. We'll probably do one in Ohio in summertime, like July. It'll be too hot, you know, because you were there actually. You were there in August in
Yeah,
Vegas. We don't want to do that again. That was miserable.
that was pretty miserable.
Yeah,
I think I might be able to jam out in the Ohio one
yeah.
in July. We wrap up football May 2nd,
Okay.
but that's just a regular season. We're probably gonna do it. Our team is pretty fucking badass. I'm
Going
not
to the
just
shit,
saying that.
man. I know. I've seen you guys have been winning. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm not just saying that either. We lost our first game,
Yeah.
but our defense we were getting our ass whipped 26-6, dude,
Yeah.
and ended up losing it, or 18-6, and ended up losing it 26-25 was the final score. So
Yeah.
like our clamp down on defense. Second
Yeah.
game, we were losing 12-0, ended up winning that at halftime, and ended up winning that 14-12, no points the second half.
Dang, man.
And then the third game, we just whooped their ass.
I
So yeah,
love
we got a little
it.
fight. Yeah,
That's
after
awesome.
that though, I won't have that going on, and so July would probably be like a prime time
Cool.
spot.
Yeah.
And plus, my knees pretty much healed up.
Yeah.
It,
Good. Good.
it's rocking. I had a Baker's cyst, by the way. That's what
Oh,
it
was
ended
that
up
what it
with.
was? Okay.
Yeah, so that's good. It wasn't
It was
a
good. It wasn't major,
meniscus
right?
or
Yeah.
yeah ACL. I was scared because I thought it was, but I was like, I know it's not a tear
Yeah.
because dude, you see NFL players, they get a ACL tear and they're on the ground, the
Yeah.
court crying and getting
Yeah. Yeah.
carted off the field
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
So I knew it wasn't that bad, but I was like, I thought it was a meniscus because it was the whole back of my
Yep.
knee was swelled up and I couldn't even walk
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, but
No,
we're good to
I'm
go
glad.
now.
Yeah, good. It was good thing it wasn't. Good to hear that. So what's
Yeah.
let's wrap this up. One final thought, like something for the listeners, like if they were to implement, take action, it would move their life forward. What would that be?
Dude, this my answer to this changes at different times when I get asked it, but right now, answering it right now would be get really clear on exactly what you want in life and what success means to you, because even entrepreneurs do the same shit where they feel like, oh, I got to scale the business up and be working and be the blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And really that's not even a success to them. That's just like, oh, that's a perceived success of other people. I'll be successful in other people's eyes. Fuck other people, dude. Who gives a shit about it? Not saying like I got great friends and family and all that shit, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck, dude, anymore. I don't give a fuck anymore. It's about like, what does success look like for me? Okay, that's what it looks like. Let's go get that
Yeah.
because that's what's going to make me happy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like I was doing it wrong, man. I thought that I had to work all this time, like we were talking about earlier before,
Yeah.
and I wasn't happy in other areas of my life. And dude, I would, if I'd have kept on going with that, I'd have been 60, 70 years old with all this fucking money and a miserable life, miserable health and all this stuff and miserable relationships. And so you got to figure that out. And it's not just business. Is the business doesn't rule everything. Yes, it's very fucking important. And we should get that, take care of that. But you got to get everything in order all the
Yeah,
way
man.
around the board, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Yeah, 100%, bro. Well, I appreciate you being here. What's some ways we can check you out and what you're up to?
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Underdogempowerment.com, dude. That's where all the social media and stuff is, but the podcast is right there on the homepage. Hope to see you guys over there. And Nate, dude, thanks for having me back on. And
Yeah, bro.
looks
Thank
like
you.
I'm seeing you in Ohio soon.
Absolutely, man. Can't wait. All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, you too, brother.